Welcome back everybody, my name is Tucker, this is Sporting Logically, and today I'm going to be tackling the Toronto Raptors debate. After being sent packing this postseason by the Cavaliers and LeBron James, the team is at a crossroads once again. There are two sides to this discussion, an optimistic one that says the team should run it back again next year, and a pessimistic one that says they should just blow it all up. With that said, I want to make a point to say that these are not my personal opinions. They're simply the two sides of this dilemma that the Raptors now find themselves in. I haven't quite figured out what they should do yet personally, so I'm going to leave that for a different video in the future. Let's begin with the more positive outlook. Though the team did just get swept and looked awful in Game 4, it wasn't like they got blown out in every game, despite not coming out on the winning end of any of the contests. They very well could have had a 2-1 lead going into Game 4 in Cleveland. This season is over, but as you look to the future, that one huge roadblock in their path, LeBron James, might not be one any longer. Even with their recent improved play, it's very unlikely that the Cavs will end up winning the championship this season, even if they do make it to the finals. If that's the case, it's also pretty unlikely that James decides to stay in Cleveland, and two of the most commonly mentioned landing spots for him, LA and Houston, are both in the West. A LeBron-less East would mean a wide open field for the rest of the conference. The Celtics and Sixers look to be the leaders in this new era of the East, but neither have shown that they could make it to the finals with LeBron around either, and the Raptors had a better record than both of those teams this past season. Even if they do improve their respective rosters with getting healthy and some personnel moves, maybe all Toronto needs to make the finals is to not face LeBron James. He clearly has their number at this point, but with him out of the equation, it's worth keeping this group together to give it another shot. And even if he does stay in Cleveland, as I said earlier, the series this season wasn't as lopsided as the end result of a sweep seemed. And with improvements from some of their younger players, along with Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan having another season and their new motion-based system under their belts, those in-house improvements could be enough to put them over the top. No matter what LeBron does, it's worth keeping this roster around for at least one more season. Anything could happen that would allow Toronto to make the finals. All they need to do is improve internally, hire a new coach that's a better in-game tactician in the playoffs, and the Eastern Conference Championship could be theirs. And now we move to the more negative side of the debate. Let's face it, this team just isn't good enough to make the finals. Even if LeBronto goes west and they wouldn't have to face him in the playoffs until the finals, they would still only be the third best team in the conference next season at best. Boston will get healthy, Philly's young stars will get even better, and both of those front offices will have the opportunity to improve their rosters even further this summer if they choose to. If they decide to keep this core together, they're in for the same treatment they've gotten in the postseason in the last few years. Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan aren't good enough players to carry you to the finals, and though the supporting cast was improved this season, stars are what gets it done in the playoffs. And both of those guys haven't been able to get it done across multiple postseasons now. Dwayne Casey just got badly outcoached by Ty freaking Lue this year, and it's pretty clear that he needs to go. The team needs a new coach, they need a new direction, they need to get out from under a ton of money they've spent in recent off seasons, they just need to blow it all up. Trade DeRozan and/or Lowry for some young assets, prioritize the development of the younger players, and do everything you can to dump the salaries of Norman Powell, Serge Ibaka, and Jonas Valanciunas to clear up cap space. Just look at the Boston Celtics. They got a new coach, traded away some veterans, and built up a new conference power from young draft picks, trade assets, and cap space. It might take 4 or 5 years, but this team could get right back on their feet with a more playoff-ready roster. I know it might be tough to say goodbye to the core that has brought the Raptors their most success in franchise history, but this was supposed to be the year. The Cavs traded away Kyrie Irving and overall just looked to be regressing throughout the year. The Sixers were still at least a year away from being true contenders, and Boston was playing 3rd and 4th string players. Meanwhile, the Raptors won 59 games, got the #1 seed, had their best team in franchise history, overhauled their previous ISO-heavy system to emphasize more ball movement and three-point shooting in anticipation of the postseason, and it still didn't work. They still found themselves eliminated in 4 games by LeBron James. This group will just never get it done, and there aren't many avenues for improvement in the draft or with cap space. It is time to bring this era of Raptors basketball to an end. With that said, that's the end of the video, and I thank you all very much for watching. If you liked it, then leaving a like rating is a great way to let me know, and if you'd like to see more videos just like this, then be sure to subscribe to Sporting Logically for more content every single week. Thanks again, and I will see you all next time.